You ever felt lost in life, even when you know exactly where you are? I know I have. And did you know that the most likely people to go missing aren't tourists, but seasoned hunters and fishermen? Maybe they just stepped away from camp. Maybe their dog ran off. But they say not all who wander are lost. But what if getting lost is the point? I'm heading out into the woods to test my survival kit and my survival skills. Hey, what's up? So, we have left the comforts of camp, the comforts of home today to survive with the bare minimum. I've wanted to try this kit out for a while. It is the Survivorman Survivor Kit, put together by the Survivorman himself in these neat little pouches. It's nothing too incredible, mainly just like fire starter and a bandana and candles, things of that nature, things that you would expect in such a kit. And we're just kind of wandering around right now looking for a good spot to make a shelter. I think that's the objective for today, is to try to get a shelter built, use everything in this kit to try to find our way back home. I'm trying to find something with a nice natural boundary. This won't do because it's too slanted. We won't be able to sleep there tonight. Something like this tree here, I could lean sticks up against one side, but this tube is also very slanted and sloped and won't make for a good night of sleep. So we're gonna keep looking. Look at all this firewood potential. I think we're gonna camp here tonight because we have no other way to get firewood. So there's a ton of these logs on this trail right here. So I think we're gonna try to find a spot between these trees. So, yeah. So we've been hiking for a minute. We're in the middle of Appalachia and we have our Survivorman kit. And I want to get into it, see what all we have to work with, try building something and surviving the night. So I found this large stick. I think I'm gonna use this for the base of the shelter and get it lashed up to somewhere in between these trees right here. So it looks like it is just long enough to fit. What's up? So it's about noon and the temperature is climbing. It's getting hotter and hotter as the time goes. So I'm gonna lose my jacket here and get this building on this shelter. We don't have much time left in the daylight because it's still early in the spring. It's almost like the first day of spring, I'll be honest with you. So the daylight is still pretty scarce around this time of the year. So the first thing I'm gonna use is this paracord to get this strung up between these trees. And I did notice that this kit did not come with any type of knife or cutting utensil, but it did come with a wire saw. So hopefully we can cut this with the wire saw. If not, this may become a slight issue. All right, so we got this side lashed up. We got this side over there hanging up on a stick. So this is a nice little sturdy piece of wood we got going on here. So now we just got to fill in the backdrop. Right here is a couple sticks I just collected. We're gonna bring these right up on over here. Set them up like so. Ta-da! And we're just gonna fill that in. Right here is a whole bunch of broken trees, branches, a whole assortment of things I found out in the woods. So we're gonna have to drag all these up to camp. I have the wire saw with me, so we are gonna chop these into smaller pieces so we can hold them up. Couple more hours of that and we'll have this shelter done. These wire saws are a pain in my tukish. Let me tell you something. They bind up almost every time you use them. They are pretty sharp. They will cut through anything like wood, softer metals, PVC piping. They're great to have on hand, but nothing beats an actual saw when it comes to chopping wood. So that is probably my first gripe of this survival kit, is it doesn't have a legitimate saw or cutting device. But you know what? In a pinch, it will do. So I've used them before and they end up getting real hot from friction. They start burning your fingers a little bit because of all the friction going on. It heats up the metal. So that's something to be cautious of. But I'm gonna get back to this until I have a decent wood pile. So that's all the wood we're gonna be getting. I don't think it's enough, but my hands are sore from sawing at it. So we still gotta haul this off to camp. It's up the mountain over there, but right now I'm so tired just from sawing all those trees. I could probably take a nap right now, but I still got a lot more to do. So the trick to this pocket saw is you only saw halfway through and then you break it to snap the branches in half. What's up? So it's currently about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We got all the sticks we needed, or we could get, for the structure. Now I've been gathering, sawing, and breaking sticks all afternoon for this structure right here. And now it's time to get it built. All right, so I wasn't able to fully windproof this structure quite yet, but I'm already exhausted from the amount of sticks that we did get. So instead of getting more sticks, what we're gonna do is get the space blanket out from the survival kit and use that to windproof our shelter. So I'm going to put this behind the sticks, and I'm going to secure it with more sticks that we saved and go from there. So we were able to get some windproof going on and some shade. So right now it's going pretty good. We still need to get a fire pit going on, a fire started, and get the night over with. So right now it's currently 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 4:30. And we're a little bit behind schedule. It took a lot longer than expected to saw all these branches and sticks. So as of right now, I think first objective is to get a fire going and try to get prepared for the night. So we were attempting to make a fire pit over here, but we ended up making a doggy bed. So this has been a rough trip. I've been doing winter camping the last couple months, and I know it's spring, but it's about 70 degrees out. I don't know the actual temperature. All I know is that I've been sweating. These logs were heavy. These rocks were heavy, and that's why it's good to practice, because it seems easy in practice, but once you actually get out into the field and do it, it becomes a chore. Now, I still need to gather some firewood. I think we're gonna go head down to the stream, collect some water, and try to do some fishing, because I am starving. So right now we got the aluminum foil and the fishing kit. We're heading downstream to the freshwater. We're gonna fashion a cup out of the aluminum foil. Try to catch some fish with this. Now, the kit did come with a piece of saltwater taffy. Now, I don't believe we can lure fish with the saltwater taffy, but I believe we can use that to bait like a squirrel or something. But squirrel is not on the menu tonight. So if we don't catch any fish, I think the plan is to just eat the taffy. I know that this water that I'm going to is fresh water. It's actually a spring. It comes up out of the mountain, so it's some of the freshest water you can get. So I'm not gonna have to boil my water. I can just sip it straight out of the cup. Now, in other circumstances, you would have to boil your water. And aluminum foil you can boil in, but you got to be very, very careful, because you may burn it. So, we're gonna drink some water straight up, but we are also gonna try to boil some tonight to see if the aluminum foil will hold up or not. I think it will, but you never know. So we're gonna get this. So here's the stream. Here's the aluminum foil. And we're gonna fashion this into a cup. So right here's the cup. And we're just gonna, oh yeah. That's good. My only problem with trying to get this to boil is there is a small leak. So I'm gonna have to drink as much water as I can while I'm down here. I won't be able to take any back to camp. So bottoms up. So this is the watering hole we're attempting to catch fish at. So hopefully we can find some dinner. Sometimes trout will be up in here. I saw some minnows. What I should have done was grab the bag that it came in, because it has this mesh netting on the front, and I could have used that as netting, fish netting for minnows, but I left that up at camp. So we got a stick right here. This is gonna be our fishing pole, and then the kit came with some fishing line. See, there's a reason they call it they call it fishing and not catching. Get it? On the bright side, I did find some dandelions. These are something that are edible that I could eat if I was starving. Not bad. We were unsuccessful on the fish, and we are working up quite a bit of sweat trying to climb up this mountain back to the campsite. So that saltwater taffy is calling my name. So we just got the fire started. I'm sorry I didn't get the whole recording of it, but what I did, in case you don't know how to start a fire, is you get a whole bunch of leaves down at the bottom, and then a whole bunch of twigs above the sticks, and then you catch the leaves on fire, and the leaves catch the sticks, the twigs, I'm sorry, and then the twigs catch the sticks. So we got this fire just barely going right now. I'm gonna work on it for a little bit. So I just found out this is not saltwater taffy. This is in fact a fire starter. Now I spent about a good 5 minutes getting this fire started, and I could have done it in less with this. So good thing I did not eat this, but I wish it was saltwater taffy. So I'm just over here loading up firewood for the night. Real disappointed about that saltwater taffy, but as of right now, there is plenty of firewood all around us. A lot of it's wet, needs to be dried out, but we're looking for these big old stump pieces so that they can burn all night. What's up? So it's currently 9 o'clock. We got the fire ripping and the temperature is dropping. But as you can tell, our heat reflective is working well. And Duke is over there chewing on sticks, chewing on my firewood. But right now the stars are out, the fire's ripping, all is good. It's a good night. Right now we're sleeping on the jacket to keep ourselves insulated from the ground. But I'll be honest, this fire is warm enough. It probably would have kept us warm all night. But every time I lay on the ground, I lose a lot of body heat. So I always lay on my jacket in these kinds of case scenarios. It's a good way to insulate yourself from the ground.
So cold, so cold, so cold. But it don't snow, don't snow, don't snow. That y'all don't know, don't know, don't know. Ain't nothing promised. Better make a promise. Something that you'll honor. Yeah, how the song go. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Ain't nothing wrong. When you get back home, it's gonna be the same old song. So we moving on.
Would you look at that? It's the sunrise. It's so beautiful. Space blanket I need to pack up, but it's really stuck in there. And I know for a fact I won't be able to get this back into this bag. So that's something to keep in mind when using these space blankets. They never pack up. They never pack up. What's up? It's currently sunrise. Me and Duke, we survived. I think it's time to get out of here. So it's not much, but it is survivable, and that is not Laffy Taffy in the package. It is a fuel starter for your fire. So I am starving. I'm gonna get out of here, get a nice big breakfast, and hopefully see you guys next time. Peace.